Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Tonight we're making Frito Pie. Now Frito Pie really isn't a pie. It's a dish made with chili, corn chips, and cheese, cooked in the oven to let all the flavors meld together. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for our Frito Pie are ground beef, a small green pepper, 1 onion. I have a half a white onion and half a red onion that I had, so I chopped those up. A can of corn drained, a can of black beans rinsed and drained, a small can of chopped green chilies, a can of chicken broth, a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies or Rotel tomatoes. We also have chili powder, taco seasoning, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. And we have about 10 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar cheese and about 3 to 4 cups of Fritos. Now once it's baked and out of the oven, we can garnish it with chopped lettuce, tomatoes, green onion, fresh chopped jalapeno pepper, cilantro, and sour cream. You can use whatever toppings you like. Guacamole is really good as well. Okay, I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And we'll get started on cooking the ground beef. Now, I'm using 88% ground beef, which is relatively lean. If it needs draining, I'll certainly do that. Okay, we'll cook this until it gets nice and brown. And then we'll add our onions and green peppers. Okay, it's cooking up pretty good. Most of the pink is coming out of it. I am going to drain some of that grease out. I'm using the old paper towel method here. Okay, that got a good portion of it. I'm going to add in the onions and the peppers. So again, that's a small green bell pepper. And the equivalent of 1 onion, I had a half of a red onion and a half of a yellow onion. We'll cook that up until the onions and peppers are soft, and then we'll add our seasoning, beans, corn, tomatoes. It's smelling so good already. Okay, now those onions and peppers are nice and cooked and soft. We're going to add in our seasoning blend, which is 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now you can adjust these seasonings to your taste, however you like it. You can just add the taco seasoning if you want. Okay, next I'm adding in a can of chicken broth. You can add water, I'm sure it will be just fine. So that is a 14.5 ounce can of chicken broth. I'm adding in a 10-ounce can of Rotel tomatoes with the juice, 1 4-ounce can of chopped green chilies, a can of corn, and the corn was drained, and a can of black beans, which has been rinsed and drained. You can use any kind of beans you want. Doesn't have to be black beans. You can use kidney beans, pinto beans, whatever kind of beans you like. You can leave the corn out altogether if you want. I think it goes well with this because of the corn chips. Okay, we're going to let that cook and thicken a little bit. Okay, it's cooked for about 5 minutes and thickened a little bit. I'm going to add about half of the 8-ounce package of sharp cheddar cheese. So about 4 ounces. And we'll stir that in. And we'll reserve the rest of it to layer on top. Okay, I have a 13 by 9 inch pan here that I've sprayed with cooking spray just as a precaution. I'm going to put about 2 cups of Fritos. You can use any kind of corn chips you like. We'll layer those in the bottom. Actually, I think I'm going to end up using more cheese because I think it would be really good to have layers kind of like so it all melts together. I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on top of those corn chips. And this is the cheddar, sharp cheddar cheese. So I put 4 ounces in here, and that's the other 4 on top of that. And I have a different kind of Mexican blend cheese I think I'm going to top with that. I would just pour it in, but this pan is really heavy, so I think I'm just going to layer it with a spoon. So the ones that are on the bottom will kind of meld in with the chili. The ones on the top will stay a little crisper. I did have a little bit more cheddar cheese, so I'll just finish using that. Okay, so I probably ended up using about 12 ounces of cheddar cheese. Okay, this will go into a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, it is out of the oven and ready to serve. It baked at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and I think that was just about right. There's still a few crunchy bits on top. I think it'll be great. Okay, let's dish this up and give it a taste test. So the Fritos on the bottom have cooked in and combined with the cheese and the meat. Looks really good. I'm going to add in a little bit of lettuce. Some tomatoes. Some green onions right on top. A little bit of cilantro. And even some jalapenos. Top it off with a little dollop of sour cream, and we're going to be good to go. Beautiful. Okay, let's give this Frito pie a taste test. I can see why they call it a pie. It's kind of the texture of a pie once it all cooks together. All of those flavors in together are great, and I didn't add any salt, but this is absolutely delicious. A warm comfort food. And this will keep great in the refrigerator for a few more meals. Absolutely delicious. I hope you try it. Thank you for joining me on Hope's Homemade Kitchen. I really like this Frito pie, and I hope you will too. Let me know if you try it. Let me know how it turns out. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and share with your friends. Comment down below and give it a thumbs up. We'll see you next time on Hope's Homemade Kitchen.